The African Academy of Languages, Acalan, the African Union's specialized language agency, organized a consultative meeting for the promotion of Kiswahili as a language of wider communication in Africa. According to Acalan, this move would strengthen the African identity and linguistically provide Africa a place on the world stage. The adoption of Kiswahili, a Bantu language with terms from Arabic and other Bantu languages spoken either as a mother tongue or as a fluent second language, mainly on the east coast of Africa, as an official language of the African Union alongside English, French, Portuguese and Arabic, is part of the political will and efforts of our leaders to enable Africa to use African languages in Africa's development. This had been manifested in the Charter Article 29 of the OAU and subsequently in the Constitutive Act Article 25 of African Union. One of the most important developments in the trajectory of African languages was when Kiswahili was adopted by the African Union. Also, the use of Kiswahili in the school curriculum of many African Union member states, including Gabon, Ghana and South Africa, lends credence to the great potential of the language as a factor in the quest by Africans to speak with one voice if effectively promoted as a language of wider communication. Acalan, as the African Union's specialized institution mandated to develop and promote African languages in partnership with former colonial languages, organized the consultative meeting with the national language structures, Kiswahili language commissions, specialists and stakeholders engaged in the development and promotion of Kiswahili as a language of wider communication in Africa. The consultative meeting took place from June 26 to 28 in Dar es Salaam, United Republic of Tanzania. Participants at the meeting were experts and specialists of the Kiswahili language, representatives of Acalan's national structures in the member states in which Kiswahili is spoken, members of Acalan's Kiswahili Vehicular Cross-Border Language Commission, the Executive Secretary of the East African Kiswahili Commission, independent experts and specialists of Kiswahili, the head of UNESCO office in the United Republic of Tanzania, representing the director of the UNESCO regional office in Kenya, regional and international organizations dealing with promotion of culture and languages, and the Executive Secretary and members of the Acalan Secretariat.
The choice we're making here to promote and have Kiswahili recognized as a language of wider communication in Africa is that Kiswahili is a language that has no ethnic link. Nobody would stand up and say, I am Kiswahili. Speaking about the Mandingo language, a Mandingo would say, this is my language, I'm a Mandingo. A Yoruba, a Wolof, a Setswana, a Chinyanja, and so on. But Kiswahili has no ethnic link. This is why the African Academy of Languages thinks that reasonably that Kiswahili can be used as a language of wider communication in Africa while developing other languages.
Acalan working structures, experts and institutional partners also made their presentations on the status of Kiswahili in their respective domains and countries. The aforementioned all made presentations. Recommendations made by participants include adopting the Dar es Salaam Framework of Action for Acalan and Kakama as specialized language agencies of the AU and the EAC, developing national language policies according to the Language Plan of Action for Africa, investing in scientific research on Kiswahili to develop capacity in teaching all disciplines in Kiswahili, ensuring political will to embrace African languages and culture, urging national broadcasters and other media practitioners to come up with programs that promote Kiswahili on a wider basis, using creativity to promote Kiswahili through collaborations of different categories of artists across Africa, spearheading the change of mindsets towards African languages and culture, using available resources to allocate budgets for the development of Kiswahili and other African languages, promoting Kiswahili alongside other African languages in the context of multilingualism and for effective communication in Africa. sharing resources through the exchange of teachers and learning materials, and involving women and the youth in the Kiswahili promotion strategies. Also, the Acalan Secretariat and its national structures should ensure linguists and writers come up with multilingual African language dictionaries that have Kiswahili as components. Engaging researchers on conducting research at 3 levels, namely mother tongue, second and third with Kiswahili inclusive, engaging experts and academia in publication, and so on. The EAC and Kiswahili commissions are expected to collaborate with Acalan and UNESCO on the use of ICT in language teaching and learning, start the standardization campaign for Kiswahili, and promote it beyond the East African community. The Working Committee later presented their document entitled The Dar es Salaam Framework for Action. This is a desire that can be realized through collaboration and partnership of African Union and member states, supported by cooperation with regional and international agencies and institutions, individuals, and groups of language interest groups.